artist. I work with performance. Some of my work manifests as installations, as the one behind us. Others also as sculptures, and then as two-dimensional pieces as well. But then they all tend to, merge at some point or interact with each other at some point. So basically those are some of the art forms that I work with.
At this particular point, I think I've been working in the dark, so you are the light to be thrown on the work for me to see what I intend to see. So in that sense, I'm showing you this post, or I'm posting to invite you into my studio to share with me your knowledge about what I am already doing. This is my a part of the installation, and because it's so flexible, every time I move into any space, it changes. And in changing, it doesn't lose its significance, or it doesn't lose its sense of that self, of as a body of work on its own. So this is titled Derealizing the Real, Selfies, Multiple Distortions of Me. And these are works that I produce, right, from a single piece. And out of that single piece, there are multiple reproductions of that.
I have collaborated with other artists in other projects, but then this particular project for which this meets the artist segment or installation or meeting the public is concerned, I've been working alone in that sense. I mean, it's always inspiring to work with other artists because they bring a lot of knowledge, they bring a lot of ideas, you juggle ideas here and there, you make it work. I mean, so in the end, I think collaborations are very necessary for the general knowledge pool. But then sometimes you have to also go on research and then rethink your practice and then look at your own practice as an artist.
We're kind of not looking at the other, it's always about us, about ourselves, At every moment in time, it's what we have to share with the world, rather than maybe what the world has to, I don't know. Those are the things that I'm thinking of.
I think, first of all, for any society to excel, it should be heavily vested within the creative field, because the creative field brings up synergies around certain issues based on philosophical standpoints, based on every other aspect of our life. So we cannot necessarily advance without also pushing the creative sector, and that is one of even the one of the major areas that Nkrumah, our first president, really invested in as one of his particular first projects within the system after our independence. So we cannot really depart from that idea. That influences a lot of developmental projects and thinking, because when we are able to conscientize the people or the public in thinking of themselves as creative beings, then there is more to be gained from that aspect. I think with every step that I take, during the presentation I said I am at the point where I'm walking. I came from a sudden realization or a sudden wake, and then I took a first step. I took a couple of steps again in my second presentation, and then I am now walking metaphorically as an artist. So hopefully my next presentation with this body of work expanded would be maybe jogging, who knows, and then I could be running, and then probably I would also halt or pause at some point again to invites the social groups to engage with the work, and then we can advance in that direction. But as to where I see myself in the next 10, 5, those questions I don't think are really relevant to me at this point.
Where he pauses out of working in the studio, he comes and then he shares his work with an audience who would engage him on his body of works from how he started until this moment. So this was only intended as a pause. He will continue. After here, there's a post process which we can track him on. I think he's active on Facebook. There's a page where you can like. He's very self-consumed. You will find him very invested in his person. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you so much.